Today, I want to have a serious conversation with you about something that I learned throughout the past 5 years of my life, and I think you should also be on the lookout of that one main thing, which is that not caring about money is the only way to not just manifest it, but to also keep it. Because it's one thing manifesting it, and it's a totally different thing trying to keep it, because you can manifest money every day. But if you're not really careful with how you build a relationship with money, you will always end up back in square one, where you always have to be on the lookout of attracting more money instead of sustaining it and multiplying it. And the way I want to tell you how this is very important is by telling you a story of a man that I knew personally. This man moved to a place in 2008 that most people consider very luxurious. It's known for its luxury. People go there, especially influencers, to post a great lifestyle on social media. They go to fancy restaurants. It's the place you go to when you want to buy luxury cars. It's the place you want to go to when you want to build a great future for yourself. And that place is Dubai. Now, of course, moving to Dubai during a time when there was a financial crisis, it's never really the best thing, but he told himself that I'm gonna make it. And every year, this man would jump from one job to another, trying to build a sustainable future for himself and his family. But then, every time he had a little bit of success, he would always end up back in square one. For instance, this man once worked for a guy who didn't treat him quite well. So he decided to quit his job and sue his employer. He won the case after 4 years, and he ended up getting a nice check from his ex employer. 3 months go by, and that large chunk of money is gone. Now, to give you an idea of how much that money was, it was $300,000. $300,000 gone in 3 months. Now, sure, some people can blow it in less time than that. Some people are able to sustain it. Some people honestly waste it in a weekend. But $300,000 going in 3 months, it's crazy work. Like, you would have to do some hefty work in order to spend that kind of money. And that person ended up going back to square one, where he would always be hustling for money and grinding for money and worrying about money. But then 2020 came about, and COVID happened. And when COVID happened, that man saw an opportunity that not a lot of people were looking for. He saw the same thing happen in Dubai that happened in 2008, which is companies were shutting down, people were getting unemployed, factories being shut down, nobody's getting employed, businesses are running out of money. Now, that man was in the construction industry. So he told himself, he's like, listen, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go up to these businesses that are shutting down, and I'm going to buy their machinery for pennies on the dollar, and I'm going to resell it. Of course, his ideology was these businesses are already failing. They need my money. It didn't matter how he was going to get the money. He just knew that if I could just figure out a way to gather up some money to buy all that machinery in stock from all these great businesses that are shutting down, I could resell them for a hefty price. And that's exactly what he did. He bought most of the machinery from those construction companies who were doing great in business but then ended up failing because of Corona. And then he decided to resell them to bigger businesses in the United States, in Canada, China, and some other places. He made $2 million just by selling some machinery. Now, his next move would dictate the next chapter of his life, which was taking that profit and buying half of the business that he used to work for. He went up to the CEO of the company. He's like, listen, I know you have a lot of debts. Let me pay off those debts. In exchange, I get to take care of this side of the company. So basically, they would split up the company in two things. So the company itself was a construction company, and that person would be in charge of the construction on the metal side of construction. They agreed, and for months after that, things were great. The business was doing well. That person was making tons of money. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. You know, he was manifesting the crap out of abundance into his life each and every single month. So much money was rolling in, but his relationship with money was very toxic. That person would, let's say, make $100,000 in a single month. He would spend $95,000 in a single month, and he wouldn't do it from the perspective of, I'm gonna make more than that, and I know it's gonna keep coming back. No, 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 no. He kept doing it from the point of view of, I will most likely lose it all. I will most likely not get to live this way again. I used to live a broke life, so may as well enjoy it while it lasts. That was his relationship with money. And for the next few months, it kept getting worse. He became obsessed over making more so he could spend more. He became obsessed over making more, fearing that he could lose it all. He cared so much about money that the only thing that went through his mind every single day is, what should I buy so I can feel satisfied? By the end of 2021, that person was running out of money. And we're not just talking, he had a couple $100,000 left. No, we're talking about maybe couple $10,000 here and there left in his bank. By 2022, that person had to announce bankruptcy. In fact, let me tell you some fun facts about Dubai. Is that you're not able to announce bankruptcy unless you pay for it. And you want to know something funny? He didn't even have the money to announce bankruptcy. Now, for the people who don't know who that person is or where did I come up with this story, this person is my father. Now, I haven't really had a great relationship with my father. Sure, I lived with him for a few years, but we were never really the best of friends. But if there's one thing I can tell you is that he knew that there's unlimited money out in the world, and he believed that he could make so much money. Now, the problem is that just because you believe you can make so much money doesn't mean you're going to end up keeping all that money that you make. That's something that he didn't understand. And what he didn't understand is that sure, you can make a lot of money, but you also need to change your relationship with money in order to keep that kind of money. You need to stop caring, because if you care too much, you fear losing that thing. You fear, what would life be like if I ended up not buying that thing that I want? What would life be like if I just wake up every morning fearing I end up living that bad life that I used to live? That's something that I want you to understand, which is caring too much about money. You will ultimately end up fearing either losing it, fearing not having enough of it. And if you keep fearing anything that has to do with money, you will always face the outcome that you never want to face. So always tell yourself that I'm gonna make X amount of money every single month. And I'm not gonna care too much about it, because I know that God is unlimited, and if God is unlimited, then He is all I need to supply me with the money that I seek. So I shouldn't really worry about money, nor should I fear of losing that kind of money, because there's unlimited amount of it. So I'm not gonna think about it. Instead, I'm gonna put one foot in front of the other, believe that I am not just a wealthy person, but I'm a person who is capable of sustaining it and multiplying it. Knowing that I should be spending my money from the point of view of I'm abundant and I'm gonna always stay abundant, instead of fearing that I'm gonna lose it all. That's how you should live life, trying to manifest money. You end up manifesting more of what you don't care about. So if you care too much about something, you manifest a ridiculous bad outcome. But if you want something in your life, it's best to stay detached from it, so you always bring it to your life. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Yusuf, and I've really been on my own trying to build a future for myself since 2022. In 2023, I found success with my first ever business, which I started, and that was a marketing agency. I shut down that business, and then I started a new business that I was able to manifest $26,000 through at its best month, and currently that business does over anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 every single month. And I've done it all thanks to the law of attraction, manifestation, and the law of detachment. I use all that money to support the man who always had a dream for himself, which is my father, and also use my money to put my brother in school. I use that money to support my mother. Basically, since 2022, my father just gave me the crown that I wasn't even prepared to have. He's like, "Alright, it's your turn, boss." It was a hefty ride, and I know what comes next is still much bigger and much more stressful. I know it is, and I'm prepared for it. I have no problem with it. As long as I don't really care too much about how much I make every month, I'm sure I'll be good. I recommend for you to watch all my past videos because I know they're gonna help you out just as much as they have helped me out. Please comment down below anything that you want me to talk about, any questions that you have, any stories that you could say so I can relate to it. I want to be friends with you. I don't just want to talk about stuff here and there. No, I want to be your best friend. And I want to tell you that, listen, you're not alone in this, man. I mean, people go through problems every day. This channel and everything that I do will be mainly about manifesting money and using the law of attraction to attract money. And if you ever want to work with me to understand exactly what I do and how you can do the same, not just by helping you manifest money and rewire your subconscious mind to attract money, but by also helping you build the exact same business that I currently run, so you're always attracting abundance, feel free to just work with me. Down below I have a link. You can book a call. If you don't want to work with me, that's fine. I'm here to tell you my story, relate to you, and yeah, that's it. Honestly, all I can say is just God bless you. I love you. You are what you desire to be right here, right now. And don't worry too much about losing anything, because you are a magnet for all that you desire, and everything that you need is always magnetized to you as long as you don't worry too much about it.